Broadcasting from the inner sanctum of human emotion. Just Got Personal. America's first competition talk show. You're in the hub.
Well, folks, we are living in the Twilight Zone now, and we have Michael, Leek, Chad, and Brooke on the panel all week long, and this is why I see we really are living in the Twilight Zone. Apparently now there is a discussion underway in the United States military that we will give an entirely new award, new form of honor to those troops in the field who show courageous restraint in the line of duty and don't pull the trigger. You could actually win an award now based on not pulling the trigger. And I mean, first of all, before we even get into this debate, we've got to state our credentials. Michael, you got to show us your background so we know why I should really be sitting between the two of you, but we're not. We're
Yeah, I served in the Army, National Guard as a military police officer. I was currently a police officer in Fulton County.
All right. Beat that, Pennyways.
I can't beat that. I went to the United States Naval Academy for a failed experience, plebe year, and then wound up actually in Iraq running reconstruction embedded with the Marines.
Well, you know, I feel...
And also worked as a part-time sheriff's deputy in Fulton County.
Okay, so
Michael and I have chewed the same dirt.
so they're saying this now, that if you are in the field in the line of duty and you show courageous restraint in order to save civilians, then you may be eligible now for this Medal of Honor, for this courageous restraint award. I mean, do we just start seeing Al Qaeda operatives start outfitting themselves with civilians more rigorously than they already are after this leak?
I've held my sarcasm in check this first part of the week, but this is the equivalent of giving the honorable mention ribbon to the fat kid at field day. That's exactly what this is. Michael can tell you that part of discipline is doing what you is restraint, and military discipline is a fundamental component of everything they teach you throughout the military, and all this is a military discipline award. And sure, there have been situations throughout every military engagement from Hannibal on, past Hannibal, that required restraint. And so awards are for valor. Our awards are for quite frankly unreasonable behavior that any rational person would not have taken. And that's why, the really good ones are often awarded posthumously. So awards are not for restraint. They're for things that quite frankly could often get you killed, and that's not the case here. This is giving an award for what has been handled heretofore by the concept of military discipline.
Well, maybe we're just too narrow-minded. Maybe we need to expand our understanding of valor here, Michael, because essentially, if we can just parade them through a psych ward and evaluate that valor is really determined by that little voice inside your head that says, "Don't pull the trigger." They deserve a right to change. Then maybe, just maybe, we have made the deep-level psychological, dare I say, religious appeal to our higher instinct. What do you think?
Well, we're trying to be the thought police. Yeah. I can't determine what's going on in somebody's head, and if they've decided they're not going to pull the trigger and it was warranted and all that. This type of award works well for someone of the John Kerrys of the world who are looking for medals.
Stop! Don't want to shoot him. I don't know what's my political future looking like, and how's this going to go over in a debate? Can I win on this?
Someone looking for medals to throw over a wall later on.
Shoulder that firearm, forget it.
Do you guys think that this is more of a PR move than anything? I mean, like you were just saying, this is already part of sort of military discipline. This is what you're taught anyway. Right. And my thought is that this is kind of maybe the Defense Department's way of trying to throw out some good PR in that region of the world.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, we want the people that we're there to help to respect us, to appreciate us, and so I feel quite certain that that's a component. However, as we've already mentioned, you're trained restraint, but when you're in a battlefield situation, though, you've got to be ready to act instantly, and that's often the case where people are hesitant to fire already, and we need them to do what is necessary.
Well, and that's the whole thing about this. The paradox here is okay, if I show restraint and I'm in danger, then I'm eligible for an award. If I don't show restraint and I'm in danger, then I'm eligible for an award. So let me think about this. I shoot for the award. I mean, that's the pun purely intended. Brooke, what do you think?
I think this is a perfect example of when academics meet like warfare, essentially. They try and understand it from an intellectual side instead of understanding that there's something that, within the military discipline, like what you were saying, discipline and restraint kind of are inherently built into the mechanism of how you react. But then to award not acting just seems like... It just seems kind of
encouraging almost the wrong thing.
Yeah, it just seems like, well, it sounds good. It makes us feel better to know that somebody could get an award for that. But in reality, are we teaching our soldiers to be soldiers, or are we teaching our soldiers to make what academics consider good decisions? I would rather them be soldiers.
Well, let's not cast early decision on this without first checking in with the bureaucrat. And the bureaucrats say, a spokesperson, by the way, for the 2.2 million member Veterans for Foreign Affairs, that's the nation. It's the nation's largest combat veterans group. So you got to understand all this. He thinks the award would cause confusion among the ranks and send a bad signal. And the self-protections built in the rules of engagement are clear, and the decision to return fire must be made instantly based on training and the threat. That's his feeling. I guess not on how it plays in the PR award. Now, he said this. There was another man with another organization that said that this was entirely incentivizing, and it's a very good way for the military to take into account the fallout of all their actions. And those folks happen to be a major general and an Army command sergeant and the major general of the Army, and they trump the spokesperson in rank. So we get a restraint award, I guess, right?
Well, at the end of the day, if they're still in service, then I think there's potentially a political component, and there are no more in the military. There are no more political animal than generals, than field grade officers, and I think this has taken the desire to curry favor with civilian powers that be too far, and it does. Number one, it confuses incentives, but more fundamentally, it confuses the time-honored mission of military forces. Military forces are supposed to lead with their chin when everybody else is running the other direction, take objectives, deny the enemy aid, comfort, and any sort of accommodation, and that's what you encourage. And at the end of the day, it's even more fundamental than that. The U.S. Armed Forces talk about the warrior ethos, and there's no restraint in the concept of a war.
I'm just trying to think in my mind what the Chi Coms are thinking of this right now. I just,
It couldn't be happier.
It's the natural result of participation awards in middle school.
The wussification of their competing superpowers.
Wussification, pussification, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, we're screwed. We'll see you tomorrow on The Hub.